So, welcome back, my dear students and friends, in the third lecture of Environment and Multidimensional Nature. And I am Professor Orosilias, working in the Department of Wildlife Sciences um, since last many years. I'm teaching this course to the undergraduate students. So, in the third series, we'll be talking about the further talking about the environment. Third lecture, we will be further talking about the environment and its multidimensional nature, definition, scope, and importance. So, last lecture we were discussing about the hydrosphere. The hydrosphere is the portion of Earth that is composed of water. It encompasses all the water on near the Earth's surface, including oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, groundwater, and even water vapor in the atmosphere. Water is a critical component of the Earth system, and its hydrosphere interact with other spheres such as atmosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere in various ways. So let's talk about the oceans and the ice. Oceans are vast bodies of salt water that covers about 71% of the Earth's surface. They play a crucial role in regulating the planet's climate, supporting diverse ecosystem and influencing weather pattern. Here are there are few characteristic of the oceans, like Atlantic oceans we have, Indian oceans we have, and then we have Pacific oceans and Arctic oceans, southern oceans. So these are different type kind of oceans located at different places. So apart from oceans and ice, we have seas. Seas are the smaller than oceans and are usually located where the land and oceans meet. So where the land and oceans meet are the seas. Typically, seas are partially enclosed by land. Seas are found on the margin of the ocean and are partially enclosed by land. And in this picture, we can see Bering Sea is a part of Pacific Oceans. So this is the Bering Sea, that is the part of the Pacific Ocean. Like this, we have Mediterranean Sea, Red Sea, Arabian Sea, Black Sea, Caribbean Sea, many seas. So basically, seas are a smaller body of the salt water that are partially enclosed by land. Next is apart from the ocean, seas, we have fresh water. Fresh water in the form of rivers, like flowing bodies of water that move water from higher elevation to lower elevation, ultimately reaching the oceans or other bodies of water. So, if Ganges is coming from high elevation, finally it will go and meet in the oceans. Then we have lakes, rivers like Ganges River, Yamuna rivers. Then we have lakes, bodies of fresh water that are generally surrounded by land are the lakes, and we have groundwater. Water that is stored beneath the earth's surface is soil and uh, permeable rocks. So, the groundwater are the water that is stored beneath the earth's surface in soil and permeable rocks. And then we have glaciers and ice caps. Picture itself shows what are the glaciers and ice cap. These massive ice structure. Glaciers are large, persistent bodies of ice that form from the accumulation, compaction, and recrystallization of snow over a long period of time. That is the glaciers and ice cap. So that is made up of accumulation, compaction, recrystallization of snow over a long period of time. These massive ice structures are dynamic and play a crucial role in shaping landscape, influences global climate, and serving as important indicator of the climate change. When it is really heat, if the temperature is rising, means glaciers are melting. If glaciers are melting, means temperature are rising. They are the important indicator of the climate change. Icebergs we know from Titanic. So an iceberg is a large piece of freshwater ice that has broken off from the glacier or an ice shelf and is floating freely in open water. That is the iceberg. So icebergs are commonly found in polar region, especially in Antarctic and the Arctic, where glaciers and ice sheets release ice into the surrounding seas. Watershed and river basin, apart from the icebergs, we have watershed and river basin, they all come under the freshwater. Both terms um, describe land that drain into a river, watershed and a stream. So the term, the watershed and the river basin, describe uh, drain into the river, stream, or lake. So river basin, the term used to describe an area that drain into the larger river, is the river basin. And watershed, the term used to describe an area that drain into a smaller river or a stream. So this is the watershed area. The water is a watershed. The water in a watershed run to a lowest point, a river, stream, lake, or ocean. So this is the watershed area. We can conserve the watershed area. We can conserve this water, and that goes finally river, streams, and the ocean. And then river basin or watershed. Large rivers basin are made up of many interconnected watershed. Example, the Ganges basin is made of many small watershed. These are the watershed areas, and they finally make a large basin. Ganges basin. Okay, river Ganga basin. So these are this picture showing the different example of the other surface water sources. So an area where the water table is at, near, or above the land surface long enough during the year to support adapted plant growth. Swamp, bogs, and marshes. The surface water are the swamp, bogs, and marshes. Swamp, bogs, and marshes. Swamps are a wetland dominated by trees. This first picture is showing the swampy area. This is the swamp. A wetland dominated by trees is swamp. A wetland dominated by peat mosses are bogs. This is the bogs. And marshes, a wetland dominated by grasses, is marshes. So there is a clear cut difference between the three different surface water: the swamp, the bog, second picture is bogs, and these are the marshes. Swamp means tall trees, bogs means a wetland dominated by peat mosses, and marshes means a wetland dominated by the grasses. The hydrosphere play a crucial role in supporting life on earth. Water is very, very important. So hydrosphere plays a crucial role in supporting life on earth. It influences climate, weather pattern, and the distribution of the ecosystem. So it influences climate, weather pattern, and the distribution of the ecosystem. Additionally, water is essential for various geological process and is a key factor in shaping the earth's surface over a long period of time. So it is the water which is a key factor in shaping the earth's surface over a long period of time. The movement and cycling of water through different components of the hydrosphere contribute to the dynamic natures of Earth's environmental system. As the water support our organs breathe in the presence of the water, and without water we are dehydrated. Same The same function of the water is with the environment. The movement and cycling of water through different component of hydrosphere contribute to the dynamic nature of Earth's environmental system. The last is the biosphere, and this picture itself is explaining what is biosphere. Biosphere is the zone of Earth where life exists. That is the biosphere, where we exist. We are living in the biosphere. It encompasses all living organisms, including plants, animals, microorganisms, and ecosystem. So this is basically the biosphere is the zone of Earth where life exists, and it encompasses all living organisms, including plants, animal, and microorganism, and definitely ecosystem and their interaction with the environment. So the biosphere extends from deepest part of the ocean to the highest mountain, and it includes various habitats such as forests, grassland, desert, and aquatic environment. So whatever you see around, Whatever we feel, whatever see around is actually the biosphere. We are living in the biosphere. If you are going to the forest, that is the part of biosphere. If you are walking on the road trail, that is the part of biosphere. So everything where life exists is the biosphere. So the biosphere is one of the Earth's four interaction in interconnected sphere, along with the atmosphere, hydrosphere, and lithosphere. Together, these spheres contribute to the dynamic and complex system of sustained life on our planet. So that is the biosphere. This is the hydrosphere, this is the lithosphere, and this is the atmosphere. And all three are existing in the within the biosphere. So biosphere is from deepest of the sea to the highest peak of the mountain is the biosphere. And biosphere is the zone of earth where life exists. So natural cycles between these sphere, all four spheres are closely interlinked system and are dependent on the integrity of each other. Disturbing any will disturb the whole environment. The connection between them are mainly in the form of cycle. For instance, the atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, all are connected through the hydrological cycle. Water evaporate through the hydrosphere. So these all are the hydro um, connected with the natural cycle. So after discussing about the different layers of the environment, different component of the environment, that is the atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. Now we will discussing about the multidimensional nature of the environment. Environment provides each and everything we think, and that is from the environment, whether it's a food, housing, clothes, industry, respiration. We are breathing because of the presence of oxygen in the environment. Environment is providing us the oxygen. Medicines, all medicines are coming from the plants or the chemicals. Recreation, research, housing, sewage, everything. This is the multi-dimensional nature of the environment. And that is the multidimensional nature of the environment is the natural resource management. How the environment manage the natural resources. Natural resources such as forests contributes to our maintaining a balance in the environment. Therefore, managing and maintenance of forest and wildlife is an important task under natural resource management. We are totally dependent on the natural resource. We cannot make our own food. We are totally dependent on the plants and the animals. So, natural resource management is very, very important if you're talking about the environment and its multidimensional nature. Environmental pollution control. With the knowledge of environment science, if we know what kind of pollution are there and what are the sources of the pollution, we can manage the environmental pollution. We can control the environmental pollution, but before that we have a very good understanding in the environment and the pollution. With the knowledge of environmental science, one can look for methods to control pollution and manage waste effectively. We can manage anything whose root cause is known. So if we know about the environment, is if we know about the pollution and who what are the sources of the pollution, we can definitely manage the environmental pollution. But for that, we have to very good understanding of the environment. Environmental management. Several independent environmental consultants working with centers and state pollution control board offer advice related to the environmental problem and their solution. They also direct the concerned industry to lawyers specialized in the field of environmental laws. We have various legislations and we have environmental law. MC Mehta was the environmental lawyer who lodged a PIL saying that environmental studies should be the mandatory for all the undergraduate people. So, offer advice related to the environmental problem and their solution. They also direct the concerned industry to lawyers specialized in the field of environmental law. The consultant working with the government pollution control board are involved in policy making pollution control, and maintenance of the ecological balance. This is what the consultant do, that comes under the environmental management. Industries. Before uh, establishing any industry, you have to take the clearance from the different boards, state boards, national board, pollution board, and you have to follow some norms. So most industries have a separate environmental research and development section which govern the impact that their industry has on the environment. So they have to follow the government rule. They have to do the assessment of the environmental impact assessment, how much their industry is impacting um, the environment, how much it is polluting the environment, and how they can control this kind of pollution. And this rapid industrialization is increasingly degrading the environment. To combat this menace, there is a growing trend towards manufacture of green goods and products. Apart from the legislation, apart from the acts, apart from different government initiative, there is an advocacy that to combat this menace, there is a growing trend towards manufacture of green goods and products. So we should encourage the green goods and the products. And research and development. Next is the research and development. Various universities and government organizations offer avenues for research in order to develop theories or methods of monitoring and controlling environmental pollution. Research and development is not only for the environmental pollution, but also we are doing research on the animals and the plants. So why the population is decreasing? Is it because of the habitat loss, or is it because of the environmental pollution? And it is because of the absence of the components they require. We lost cheetah because of the loss of the grazing land. So in every field related to environment, there is a research and development. And various university and the government organization offer avenue for research in order to develop theories, methods of monitoring and controlling the environmental pollution. Then we have environmentalist. Environmentalists analyze the causes and effects of environmental issues locally and help in devising ways to combat the problem. There are environmentalists. They understand the pro and causes, and they, according to their wisdom, they work. They also work toward gathering public opinion on environmental issues. Whenever the dams are made, there are one environmentalist who is opposing and giving suggestions for the alternate to reduce the um, negative impact of the dams constructed in an area. So there are environmentalists who time to time keep on giving the advices, do the advocacy, and gathering public opinion on environmental issues and work accordingly. So environmentalists are playing a very, very important role in conserving and protecting the environment. Next is the journalism. That is the environmental journalism. That should be the very, very precise and very, very correct. There is an increased demand for people who can report on environmental issues to generated awareness among people. Until unless the people won't be writing about the environmental issues, there won't be awareness. Just class teaching won't be enough. Class teaching is to understand what is the environmental issues, but where are the issues, what are the current issues, and how we can come over with those issues can be highlighted by the environmental journalism. Environmental journalism is an emerging field which help in bringing environmental issues. So we have to keep alive, keep on updating the environmental issues through the environmental journalism. So environmentalist and the environmental journalism, these are very, very important component. After understanding what is the environment, their component, we should know what are the problems and where the problems are going on. And we should know the solution of those problems. If an individual can do, we should do um, to stop exploiting the environment. We are totally dependent on the natural resources. So if there is a forest cutting, that should be highlighted. Do we have alternative forest? If you are cutting a forest for urbanization or for some industrialization or for our own need, we have to do the plantation. We should know the pro and causes of those issues can be highlighted by the environmental journalism. So environment as well as environmental journalism is very, very important. Green advocacy. With the increase in the implementation of environmental related laws and acts, the need is felt to have environmental lawyer who can deal with the cases related to water and air pollution, biodiversity protection, etc. So that is called green advocacy. Means we should have which we should have the lawyers who can deal with the cases related to water and air pollution. There is a full-fledged course in the environmental law. The person who want to do the advocacy can go for the environmental law. And there are various acts where there are various policies at national level as well as international level. So after developing the understanding, we can definitely work, do the advocacy, green advocacy. The green marketing. Green marketing refers to the process of selling environmentally friendly product or services. That is the green marketing. There is a growing interest among the consumers all over the world regarding the protection of environment. Therefore, in the year to come, the demand of environmental auditors and managers will be more and more demand of the environmental auditors and managers. And importance of environmentalist studies. What are the environmental importance of the environmental study? Why do you want to study? So this study actually provides us the skill necessary to obtain solution to the environmental problem our planet is facing today. Whatever problem our planet is facing today, this course will provide the necessary skill to obtain solution of the problems. At least we should have the understanding what are the problems we have and what could be the solution. Moreover, it encouraged the development of scientific principle and the application of these principles to solve environmental problem. It gives information regarding the changes that take place due anthropogenic factor and help gain skills of analyzing various environmental system and the effect of human activities on them. So with this, we end the environment and its multidimensional nature. And these three lectures give a complete input about the environmental, their issues, what kind of advocacy we should do. And this is all about. In my next lecture, we'll be discussing about the different issues of the environment. For then, thank you very much.